Ya,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'inu ala umuri dunya wadin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain amma ba'du. Good morning everyone.
Morning.
I hope all of you are
Morning.
doing well. Let's raise our praise to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who giving us mercy and blessing so we can meet here without any trouble and obstacle. Next, our honorable lecturer, Mrs. Yuli Asmala, and all my friends that I love. Let me introduce our group. We are from group 6. I am Ransitiar Amelia as host and Binti Nur Halima as moderator, Inacia Febrina Salsabila as speaker 1, Rani Destari speaker 2, and Desti Agustin speaker 3. And now I will hand you over to Miss Binti, who will discuss obligation and restriction. Okay, Binti? Are you
Okay,
ready?
thank you, Renzi. I'm ready, of course. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Binti Nur Halimah from Group 6, and I'm the moderator in here. Oh yeah, beforehand, I want to say thank you very much for giving me the confidence to be moderator at this event. Today, our group will present on obligation and restrictions. Our presentation will last about 15 minutes. This presentation will be divided into 3 sections. The first section is presentation, the second section is question and answer, and the last is conclusion. Let's begin to the first section with the presentation from our speakers. And now, I'll hand you over to speakers who discuss obligation and restrictions. For Inesia Febrina as first speaker, time is yours. Inesia?
Characteristic. First, there is no difference between spiritual and material spending. Second, consumption is not restricted to just the basic, but includes pleasure, and even luxurious dispense. These three consumer activities should address social economic aspect and the environment so as not to have negative or either emotional effect on others. Fourth, the need for agreement between consumption and income level Quran Surat At-Talaq ayat 7. Fifth, offers no ill effect on nature's environment and balance. Six, allocate some for saving and investment activities. And the first characteristic is the doctrine of Islam itself, where there is no secularization in life. Excess consumption, which is a hallmark of godless society, in condemned in Islam and is called either israf or tabzir. Tabzir means misusing property, that is, to pursue illegal purposes such as bribery, things that were illegal or in an unregulated way. Each of these categories includes some types of property use that have already symptoms in consumer-oriented communities. Wastefulness means abuse of possession for such things as food, clothing, shelter, or even alms. Islamic teaching promote a reasonable, balanced consumption and wealth use, one that lies between extreme and worst. Consumption above and beyond the moderate natural level is considered Israeli and unpopular with Islam. God spoke in the Surat of Al-A'raf ayat 31. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya bani Adam huzu zinatakum inda kulli musjidi wa kullu wasrobu wa la tusrifu innahu la yuhibbul musrifin. The meaning is, son of Adam, put on your beautiful clothes in every mosque, eat and drink and don't overdo it. Surely God does not take delight in excess of men. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Inesia. Next will be continued by the second speaker. For Rani Destari, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Binti. Next, besides dressing appropriately, eating a simple meal and a simple drink will do. For excesses in eating and drinking can also be detrimental to the home and the economy itself. The end of the verse is reiterated. Surely God does not like extravagance in people. Ibn Abbas explained, eat what you like, drink what you like, but don't use the second, which is vanity and wastefulness. Ikrimah explained again, don't overdo it with clothes and food and drink. Ibnu Munabbih would say, it is too costly to dress or eat or drink out of one's own ability. Thank you.
Okay, next will be continued by the third speaker for Desti Agustin. Time is yours.
Frugality is the capital of next generation. The messenger of God said therapy to salib they either that is rich, then who has forsaken them in poverty. They receive sustenance from others, maybe some else gave it to her, or maybe some else rejected her. Verily, do shall not provide sustenance for heaven, on only it shall reward thee. From hadith above, it is written that we shall be 30 for by trip, we can leave behind children and grandchildren in sufficient circumstance. This keep also motivated you to keep creating and what to reap the sentence provided by God. Forbidden measures are a form of closeness to God. Frugal people are the ones who give property according to the rules of Islam as a concept of zakat and sadaqah in Islamic Sharia. The prophet peace and blessing be upon him said that the root of all disease is greed and the root of all disease is abstinence. The goal of such, of course, is to see how to act in life, not only to be confident by the outcome, but also to see the process.
Well, that's all the presentation from our speakers. Now we come to the next section, that is Q&A session. For the audience, if you have any question, you can raise your hand and mention your name. Okay, please, Diva.
On your presentation, it is written on of the consumption in Islam has a characteristic that is no different between spiritual and material spending. What does it mean that there is no difference between spiritual and material spending in consumption? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question, Diva. Any more question again?
Sharon.
Okay, please, Sharon.
Same with the third group. What are the values and foundation in Islamic economics? By your opinion.
Okay, thank you, Sharon. One question again, guys.
You're welcome.
One question again, guys. Who have any question?
uh, how can we avoid wasteful behavior?
Okay, thank you for your question, Deswita. Please, the speaker to answer question from the audience.
Okay, thank you, Binti. I wanna answer the question from Sharon. Uh, about our opinion, your question is the answer is uh, the values and the foundation for the development of Islamic economic is Al-Quran and Hadith. Al-Quran and Hadith. Sharon, the value and the
Okay.
foundation is Al-Quran and
Okay.
Hadith.
Thank you for the answer.
Okay.
Yes, I get it.
And next, well, I will answer the question from Desvita. The question is, how can we avoid wasteful behavior, right?
Yes.
Okay. The answer is we must change the old mindset for the better because that will automatically make ourselves more economical because a more advanced mindset and thinking about the future has been formed. Many things are more important to prioritize than just less, especially in today's time where is it very difficult to get money. Therefore, we must really be able to manage our own finances. Thank you.
Okay, are you satisfied with our answer, Vita? Okay, thank you. Next.
I want to answer a question from Diva. What is the mean by no difference between spiritual and material expenditure for consumption? Is that consumption in Islam is based on Tawhid, which leads to the belief that there is an apocalypse and afterlife. This principle directs a person priorities consumption for their hereafter. Prioritizing consumption of worldly consumption, that is, if we give alms, we will get the reward for our life in the hereafter. Although we find the conscience in the form of money for alms, we will get a spiritual conscience in the form of reward for our vision in the hereafter.
Okay. Does our answer can answer your question, Diva?
Yes, clear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, guys. The Q&A session has been over. Well, based on the today presentation result, we can conclude that in the psychology of something excessively expert could be a symptom of a mental or neurological disorder. As with overacting, it would not always be good, such as hunger, overindulgence, lazy, and unhealthy health, such as the one from the messenger of God, which is mean no son of Adam filled a vessel worse than the belly, enough for a son of Adam to eat a few spoonfuls to strengthen his back. But if it is to be above it, it should be a third of its stomach filled for food, a third for drink, and a third for breathing. But also something a little more is not necessarily bad, such as charity with good intention. That is our conclusion, guys. Now that I'm moderator, it's time to say goodbye. And I'm so sorry for any mistakes during the presentation, and thank you very much for your attention. Now, I leave it back the host.
Okay, thank you, Miss Binti. Now I will close this presentation by saying Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. May what our group have delivered be useful in our life in this world and hereafter. If you find many mistakes that our group had done as long as the running of the presentation, please forgive me us. That last I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.